Terima kasihlah kepada para media, khasnya media daripada China, the Chinese media, okay, yang bersama-sama dengan kita pada petang yang mulia ini. Dan mengapa kita mengadakan satu dialog dengan PAS, dengan Dr. Sen, kerana kita mendapati bahawa public reaction, terutamanya non-Malay, non-Muslim Chinese lah, mengenai isu sensitif lah, isu mengenai agama lah, memang terutamanya kerajaan yang ditakdir oleh PAS itu menjadi isu, menjadi tumpuan. Dan bukan PAS takdir punya negeri tak ada isu. Contoh, saya bagi contoh. Seperti saya biasa katakan, Terengganu, Menteri Besar, bukan dia lah, kemungkinan exco dia mengatakan adakan garis panduan pakaian di pantai untuk Terengganu. Oh, ini menjadi isu yang besar. Tetapi isu yang sama seperti di Sabah. Sabah pun ada garis panduan yang sama dengan Terengganu, tetapi tidak menjadi isu. Oleh itu, kita pun tak fahamlah mengapa kan ada isu yang sama, garis panduan yang sama, untuk satu negeri menjadi isu, untuk satu negeri bukan menjadi isu. Yang contoh yang kedua, biasa kita mendapati contohnya di Kedah, massage center, lisennya tidak boleh diperbaharui, cannot be renewed, menjadi isu besar di golongan non-Malay, especially the Chinese. Tetapi isu yang sama di Johor, tak ada isu. Johor memang kerajaan umumkan massage center license cannot be renewed, but it won't become an issue. So that's why kita pun nak ambil kesempatan ini katakan why this happen lah. Dan lagi satu contoh itu ialah semasa Samsuri mengatakan Pai Pusong ada satu cuti khas, memang ada dilaporkan tapi kecil sangat, di tempatan saja, tak ada, bukan national issue. So I katakan kita ada perbincangan di Perikatan Nasional, dan kita katakan apalah, tak kisahlah salah faham ke, tak faham ke, kurang faham ke, yang ini penyelesaian yang terbagus sekali ialah engagement dialog. Oleh itu kita hari ini kita ada direct punya dialog dengan PAS, dengan pemimpin PAS dekat sini. Dan ini bukan kali pertama. Saya nak katakan ini adalah susulan daripada dulu semasa PRU yang ke-15 kan, kita ada buat satu dialog dengan Tok Guru, dengan ahli-ahli PAS, ahli-ahli pemimpin PAS dengan ahli-ahli parti Gerakan di Pulau Pinang. Dan sekarang kita ada dialog, dan dulu itu fokus dekat Gerakan, sekarang kita fokus dekat media, khasnya untuk Chinese media, okay, or the non-Malay, non-Muslim media. Dan seterusnya kita akan mengadakan dialog dengan NGO, Hua Zhong 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 Dong Zhong Jiao Zhong all these NGO. We were having a dialogue directly to the NGO lah. Dalam bahasa Cina kita katakan 我们是要从事政经文教方面，这个四个方面四大领域里边呢，怎么样去做一个良好的一个沟通，在回教党跟那些我们的民间的一个组织啦，所以呢，这个就是我们将来会朝向的一个方向。kerana hari ini saya menjadi host lah, I menjadi moderator. So question will start from me first. I will have 3 questions, ada 3 soalan saja. Dan after my questions, I pun nak tanya mengapa kadang-kadang ada isu sensitif, I pun tak dapat jawapan daripada PAS. Oleh itu, I pun nak ambil kesempatan ini di depan semua media dan untuk mendapatkan pandangan daripada PAS itu. Okay, I will start from 3 questions first, then follow by answer. Boleh lah? Answer boleh. And then only open to the public, to the media. Is it okay? Ada orang bantahan kita demokrasi sudah.
You are the host.
Oh.
Casual lah, hari ni casual lah.
Casual lah.
Casual, relax.
Yalah.
Bukan PC, it's not PC.
Ini bukan PC lah, ini casual saja. Tadi ada dekat bilik saya, Dr. Sam kata, you masih guna buku lagi. Oh, saya kata, tak guna buku tidak boleh menunjukkan kamu high-tech dah dan guna itu. Okey, soalan yang pertama, saya nak bangkit dekat sini. Yalah, seperti yang katakan, banyak kali memang gerakan juga sebagai komponen parti di Perikatan Nasional, dan kadang-kadang kita ada pandangan yang berbeza, dan juga kita akan bukan yalah yang ayat yang kurang baik itu criticize lah, kita ada criticize juga kepada PAS. So adakah PAS menganggap criticism daripada komponen parti daripada gerakan itu sebagai liability, itu menjadi satu liability in Perikatan Nasional. So ini soalan yang pertama. Soalan yang kedua, habiskan 3 soalan lah. Atau you nak one by one?
One by one tak apa. Okey, pertama terima kasih kepada Presiden Datuk Dr. Dominic Lau, Presiden Gerakan, Saudara Oh Tiong Kiong, Timbalan Presiden Gerakan, Naib Presiden Gerakan, Saudara Cik Kuang Ming, dan Ketua Penerangan Wendy, dan bersama dengan saya daripada PAS, Datuk Seri Taqiyuddin Hassan, saya Seagung PAS. Ada Yang Berhormat Dr. Halimah Ali, Ahli Parlimen KAPA merangkap Ketua Bagi Biro Perpaduan Nasional Unity. Pertama saya ucapkan terima kasih kepada gerakan lah yang initiate the program today, and this is a good opportunity for us to know each other. Yang pentingnya ialah bila kita tak jumpa, kita tak tahu, tak kenal. So we need to know each other, and in that way we can understand more of our role. Saya percaya bahawa semua media kita ada ini, Astro, China Press, yang Sinchiu, Kuangwah, Oriental, Guangming, Malaysia Kini, BFM, Malaysia Malay, Mail Chinese, dan lain-lain ini, saya rasa semua ada peranan masing-masing yang boleh dimainkan. Soalan daripada Yang Berhormat Senator tadi ialah mengenai parti gerakan dalam Perikatan Nasional. I'm not answering this question on behalf of leaders from Perikatan Nasional. Dia tanya dari segi pandangan PAS. Saya rasa throughout the whole thing, we need to approach this matter from organisation perspektif. Saya rasa tak ada mana-mana organisasi dalam dunia, be it a political party or multinational party or corporate organisation, yang tidak ada differences dalam dia organisation. Even in the family, among the siblings pun akan ada differences. Meaning to say, we cannot get away from different opinion, because that's the nature of the very fabric of our society. Iaitu, I think the first thing we have to understand. Yang kedua, yang paling penting ialah how do we understand each other and manage the differences. Dan inilah yang kita amalkan dalam Perikatan Nasional. Masing-masing ada peranan masing-masing, parti Gerakan, parti PAS, parti Bersatu, dan lain-lain parti yang menganggotai Perikatan Nasional. Saya percaya masing-masing ada view masing-masing. There might be the same view in certain thing, and there might be difference in view, which we cannot avoid, as I said much earlier. This is the very nature of our life. It's not just in here in Malaysia, but in all over the world, in any organisation for that matter. Apa yang penting ialah we need to know each other and understand more. Then baru boleh kita faham pasal apa, why we have that differences. Kalau kita approach dalam aspek orang ni berbeza pandangan kita, dan kita mesti pertahankan kenyataan kita berbanding dengan kenyataan Presiden atau daripada gerakan. Saya rasa that's the recipe for disasters for any organization. So we need to manage the differences. Probably we don't understand each other. That's number one. Number two, probably there are reason for the misunderstanding or differences. So ini yang kita sedang amalkan dalam Perikatan Nasional. Being a coalition yang baru berapa? How long? Just few years years back kita membentuk Perikatan Nasional. Tentulah banyak lagi perkara di depan yang being a big agenda or small minor agenda yang boleh kita work together and explore. Let's focus on things that we can agree each other rather than the differences. Otherwise kita tak akan move on. Sama juga dalam negara kita, kalau we start to focus on differences among the political organisation or even among the ethnic yang berbeza dalam negara kita ni, we are not going anywhere. So we need to have more understanding and then tackle the differences towards to achieve the goal. Saya rasa itu yang lebih bermakna. So pada kami, pada PAS lah, saya rasa to be honest, kita menghargai pandangan daripada gerakan walaupun mungkin ada perbezaan, tapi at the same time we try to understand more why they mention that on a certain issue. Selepas itu we work together to streamline the differences and possibly achieve the same goal.
Okay. So in other words, it's not a liability.
It's not a liability.
It's a reality.
It's a reality, yeah. It's the reality of life, as I say.
That means we are focused on the solutions, penyelesaian.
Yeah.
And we accept different party have a different opinions, different perspective. We have differences and all this. Okay, second question is, as we all know lah, when party Gerakan, when we are in Perikatan Nasional, I think we have gone through many PRU, PRN, and then Gerakan is really trying very hard. But in terms of getting the non-Malay, non-Muslim support votes, I think we are quite far away. That means we are unable to deliver also lah, on the getting the Chinese support, Chinese votes for Perikatan Nasional. So I would like to ask Dr. Sam is how PAS can help Gerakan to get more non-Malay, non-Muslim votes. And a lot of times we are being blamed during the PRU or PRN. We cannot get the support. They say, because we are with PAS. Or even though we deny, but then they always come to us, say, because of PAS, we cannot vote you. But we are not with PAS, they also won't vote us. Then we
That's a reality.
this is a reality that we are facing. So I just would like to hear from PAS and how PAS can help Gerakan to gain the Chinese vote or the non-Malay or the non-Muslim votes.
Yeah, I think as a basic principle, each one of those political parties inside Perikatan Nasional, they have their own role to play. Whether it's big or small, they have their own territorial to explore and to bring back the votes needed to give the winning side to Perikatan Nasional. You cannot deny that. And of course, for Gerakan, their main role adalah to get the Chinese voters, which is very challenging these days. And we don't blame Gerakan per se for the failure or for the non-committal in terms of getting the good numbers of votes for Perikatan Nasional. Because at the end of the day, we think this is everybody's role. It's not just the blame to be put forward to Gerakan only. Everybody need to play their role, including PAS, and I believe Bersatu also share the same feeling. But we need to agree that this is not cast in stone. It's not something that really fixed that Gerakan will not get any votes. Politics is very, very dynamic. 10 years ago, you look at the political inclination in a different way, but after 10 years, probably the next 5 years, going to be different. So with the dynamism of politics, I believe if we have the proper recipe and proper way of doing things to get voters for the next election, I think, yeah, for sure we can gain some traction, and I believe what we are doing now, we want to get the proper data to understand more on the sentiment, especially the ground sentiment for the Chinese voters. Then with that, we can plan and strategize what should we do, and I guess the Gerakan, they have their own role, probably a bigger chunk of role in terms of getting the votes from the Chinese, and PAS also, which we have our role as well, and also Besar and others. So it's still early to say we are in the failure mode, but I believe we are in the progressive mode to achieve the objective in the near future.
Okay. So in Muslim, we say inshallah lah. Yeah, inshallah. You will gain the support from the Chinese and the Indian for the Perikatan Nasional. Okay, the third questions, last question already. I know you all want to ask questions, but later, here's the third questions. In politics, especially the political party, I think, including Gerakan also, we have many fractions and all this. So PAS also believe they also have fractions. Yeah, well, team A, team B, I don't know whether...
That's what you said.
Yeah, you have a fraction. But then from the public observations, or as maybe from political party, maybe that in past they have a fractions on the conservative. And the fraction like kita katakan progressive lah. So people like Dr. Sam, Takiyuddin,
Doktor, medical doctor.
Semua doktor itu ialah more on progressive itu. So my question is, that one on your behalf on the media behalf they ask whether Dr. Sam, your view or the progressive point of view were representing past opinion or not, or after you talk about your views already, then you have to refer back to what ustads ulama or whatever, more on the conservative in the past, then only can give the answer. So we just would like to hear what is your point on this.
All right. First of all, sorry to say you have the wrong pretext of questions. The basis of the question itself is on the wrong footing. Because Dr. Damin assumed that we have some fractions and people can see it from outside, which is we don't have.
Okay.
To be honest, I'm not sure why other people would say that we have what do you say? Progressive or conservative, because I think it is something we never think that we have that kind of things. Everybody working in their territory, and we have central committee to discuss every issues, and we have ulama there. We have even the professionals or the individual, the technocrats, and I would say in central committee probably 70%, 60% represent more than 50% represent more than the professional rather than ustaz, rather than the religious group. So it was only the perception of the certain quarters of people who would say that. In reality, I don't think I have any problem with that. And on every issue we discuss together, and we try to find the answer to every issue or questions. So I think
Not true.
The answer itself is in the wrong pretext.
Okay. Tapi we have heard.
Yeah, I mean, with that we have work to do. How we can reduce that kind of issues among the public. We agree with that.
I see.
Okay.
No, because we heard also in example like in Kelantan, ada yang setengah boleh terima adat sinema, and then certain past leader cannot terima. So that's why I have not fraction different opinions whether we
But
should
they
have
went to
Terengganu to watch cinema. Yeah.
Okay, that's all from my side. Then I would like to...
Actually, to be honest, I don't look at it from that the differences from that perspective.
Oh.
It's not because the differences exist because of we have a religious group or we have ustaz, ulama, or we have the professional. Rather than you look at the differences among the individual, even in the same group of people, they still have differences of view because of their background, of their upbringing and various factors, their education and all that. So we just need to manage the differences and try to streamline into action.
No fraction lah.
No friction.
Gerakan also no fraction lah. No.
Mr. Chairman, can I add something?
Yeah, boleh.
Thank you. I would like to respond on the second question. There is support. You expect support from past to Gerakan, for example. As you all know that we are in the same coalition. We have been in Pakatan Rakyat before together with DAP.
Yeah.
And after that, after GE14, we are in the so-called unofficial Muafakat Nasional. During the Pakatan Rakyat, we give full support to DAP, even in their constituency, parliament or DON. And if you can remember, during the by-election in Tanjung Piai, where Barisan Nasional put MCA, we Jeksek in Tanjung Piai, our president strongly campaigning and support candidate from MCA, represent Barisan Nasional. It's no problem at all. So now we are in Perikatan Nasional. I put two examples in Kedah, for example. We agreed to give Kulim seat to Gerakan. You know who is representing PH? A Malay by the name of Awang Teh. Awang Teh represent, I don't know which party lah, PKR or Amanah or the one, not DAP lah. Awang Teh represent PH, whereas our brother Wong Chia Chen represent Perikatan Nasional, and we give full support until dia menang. And then our state government in Kedah made him EXCO member. The one and only Adun from Gerakan won during the GE15 punya state election, was appointed as a state executive council in Kedah. Satu orang, satu means 100%. That shows the support we give once we are in the same coalition. Nothing. Maybe we can have certain differences in certain aspects, but when come to the cooperation, we are very honest in this coalition. Number one. Number two, to comment on what Brother Dominic said, fraction in past. That is not true at all. I'm Secretary General for past, coming to 9th year, 5th term already. I'm not an ustaz. I was in Kelantan as an EXCO member. During that time, Ni Aziz was the Menteri Besar. Out of 11 government MB and EXCOs, I think only 4 or 5 is from ustaz. Others are all professional or technocrat, ex-government officer, ex-army officer, and all that. That's happening in past. And as you know, our last Muktamar, General Assembly, all the top posts were won uncontested, from President, Deputy President and Vice President. We have Dr. Sam, represent the technocrat or professional, and then I'm not Ustaz also, was made Secretary General. No fraction, but PAS, as you know, is Islamic party. Our principle is Islam. So who should know better Islam than ulama? So our first leader, our number one leader must be ulama, because he knows Islam better than others. But for the other leaders, it's up to the people who is suitable to represent the people at any level. So no fraction at all lah.
No fraction.
Alhamdulillah.
No, I think I would like to add up a little bit.
Okay.
if you can look at it from a different perspective, why so suddenly we become the assumption of convenience? Why we were in Pakatan Rakyat, suddenly you are a good boy? Yeah, I mean, we were together with the AP and PKR, and at that time everybody said, PAS is good, and we are good boy. And suddenly when we are not with them, we become a bad boy. So it's got nothing to do with what we do, but it's just assumption of convenience for political reasons. Okay.
Okay.
So Tanjung PI, this is a Tanjung PI candidate.
Oh, yeah.
Randy,
Randy.
Oh,
you know
yeah,
why you kalah?
supporting
Because
her.
you don't support.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Only.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, now I open to the floor. You can ask any questions, any language, but make sure we understand your questions.
Dato' Sri, saya Tan dari Oriented Daily. Ada pandangan bahwa Dato' Sri merupakan calon PM dari PN. Ada calon PM
Perdana Menteri.
dari
PN.
Perikatan Nasional.
pada masa depan selepas landslide Victoria. So, apakah pandangan Dato' Sri?
You shouldn't ask me the question. Actually, the question you should ask Perikatan Nasional. I mean, the leaders of Perikatan Nasional. We haven't come up to any decision who will become the Prime Minister if we come to power. So,
Cross the bridge when we-
yeah, we cross the bridge. We have to cross the bridge. Dan saya percaya sebenarnya dalam Perikatan Nasional kita ramai calon-calon yang berupaya. It's not just nama-nama yang disebut tadi, dan ramai lagi rakan-rakan dalam Bersatu, dalam PAS yang lain pun semua ada kelayakan dan kebolehan masing-masing untuk menjadi Perdana Menteri. Yang pentingnya ialah we come to that bridge, then we cross the bridge.
But Dato' Sri, they will say that because the U-turns of the decisions of Tan Sri Muhyiddin makes you guys PAS and Bersatu is sudah fraction.
No, that's also the wrong pretext of question. Tak betul. I mean, saya rasa Tan Sri, Tok Guru Presiden PAS dan Tan Sri Muhyiddin ada come up with some explanation. We don't have that. Macam saya kata tadi earlier on, differences in view itu perkara biasa. In fact, among all the journalists pun, you have your differences in view. Even you listen from the same source. So, tapi kita manage, dan saya rasa itu bukan satu isu besar yang boleh menyebabkan kita we go separate way. No, we don't come to that. In fact, the differences yang kita manage itu menyebabkan hubungan kita we more understand each other, and I think we become stronger.
Even in the parliament, earlier on in 2022, after GE 15, our first sitting, the parliament put there Satu, PAS and all that. So we asked them to put Perikatan Nasional. So no PAS, no Besar in parliament.
Yeah.
Kalau Gerakan pun no Gerakan. It's all Perikatan Nasional. We are in one. No fractional.
Yeah, it's a push and pulling factors. We want to get ourselves in order. Everybody berkata dalam Perikatan Nasional ni, and of course the other side, lawan politik kita ni dia nak pecahkan kami dalam Perikatan Nasional. So far saya rasa usaha itu tak berjaya. Okay.
Okay. Do you risau that the stronger PAS, the weaker Bersatu, so will make you guys fractions?
You assume Bersatu weaker Bersatu at this day ke macam mana?
Nampaknya lah.
Saya rasa tak juga. I mean, they have the good leaders dalam Bersatu yang ada peranan masing-masing, ada pengalaman dalam kerajaan, dalam PAS pun ada. So, let's not focus on the weaknesses. Let's focus on what we can help each other to bring up better result. Saya rasa itu yang lebih penting. The priority. We have many things in our list what we want to do. The priority is to let's focus on the certain thing that we agree to work on. Saya rasa itu lebih baik to achieve the objective.
On the same page, in the government, the present federal government, can you say that it's going to, you have a weaker UMNO? No, it's weaker. No, from and cabinet reshuffle they become weaker. No, it's not. Yeah. Same thing with Perikatan Nasional.
Dato' Sri nak
Ya.
nak tanya pasal kes Nik ini. Kami memang tahu kes ini dan keputusan Mahkamah Persekutuan nampak kes ini mendapat sambutan big issue in Malay and Muslim community, dan Tuanku Sultan Selangor yang mengurusikan MKN telah
MKI.
mengeluarkan jadi bagaimana PAS, apakah pendirian PAS, sebab Datuk Tafiuddin pernah menyebut ini adalah Black Friday dan Black Friday ini dianggap memang harshlah komen Datuk Tafiuddin. Jadi apakah pandangan Dr. Sam mengenai kes ini?
Okay, saya rasa antara perkara yang kita ada dalam PAS dan Perkaitan Nasional, especially saya jawab on behalf of PAS lah, ialah we don't practice jack of all trade. Semua orang boleh tahu semua perkara. So mana-mana yang berkait dengan isu undang-undang, isu terutama tambah lagi yang Muhammad Datuk Seri Takayuddin pernah menjadi Menteri Undang-Undang. So he become the person at the forefront untuk answer, untuk give explanation on the issue ni alien dengan federal tu. Jadi saya rasa kalau tanya saya pun, saya kata I need to refer to Datuk Seri Taki because I'm not jack of all trade that knows everything. So barulah kita, kalau kita membina negara pun, seorang Perdana Menteri atau Timbalan Menteri atau Menteri yang berkenaan di portfolio tu, dia tak boleh consider dia tahu semua perkara. He still need to depend on the officer, on the senior the authority within the ministry. So dalam kes ni kalau nak tanya, Datuk Seri Takayuddin boleh jawab lah. You want answer for that, then I get
Black Friday is my first reaction. Just less than 1 hour before the decision by the Federal Court on 9th of February. Right? I'm a lawyer, you know. I always, when I lost the case, I said this is a black Monday or Black Tuesday. Black for my client. This is black for us because our law, I'm from Kelantan. Our Sharia law in Kelantan was declared unconstitutional and invalid. So what more can I say? He said nothing lah, nothing. That is not a reasonable person. No? Politically correct. Okay lah. But what is important to us, how we are going to have a solution. That's why we are discussing in past. If the federal government have a solution, especially through Sultan Selangor's committee, they call it Islamic Religious Affairs, the MKI, we can accept it as long as there is a good solution for Muslim, for Islam, because as you know lah, in our constitution, all the Islamic matters is just for Muslim only, not applicable at all to the non-Muslim. That is very clearly expressly stated in the constitution. It's not applicable to the Muslim, like Sharia law. So people are talking about 355. The 355 is a act covers the jurisdiction of the Sharia court in a criminal Sharia court cases. It's not a law relating to offences. This is just jurisdiction. Meaning jurisdiction, how many years imprisonment, how much the whipping, how much the denda, penalty. That's all. Nothing 355 mentioned about the offences. It's just jurisdiction only. Like courts, we have a Court Judicature Act. It's talk about the jurisdiction of Magistrates Court, Sessions Court, High Court. That's all. That's a misunderstanding or misinterpretation on that lah. So to me, case ni Edin is we can take it in from positive point of view. We have to maybe amend certain provision in constitution to enable Muslim to practice our religion. In Constitution, Article 3 says, Islam is the religion of federation. But other religion can be practiced in peace and harmony. So some Muslims say, oh ini Islam agama persekutuan. Tapi agama lain boleh diamalkan dengan harmoni dan aman. So nothing mention about Islam boleh diamalkan dengan harmoni. There is a misunderstanding lah. Actually, when you put the Islam as a religion of the federation, in certain our personal Islamic law is allowed to be practiced in our
Yeah, you see our affair.
never, I would stress, never applicable to the non-Muslim. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be frank, during Najib's time, the RUU 355, and then
Yeah.
Hadiah.
Tu Hadiah.
The private member bill.
Yeah.
So the fear is very real among the non-Chinese.
Why?
Why?
We may ask.
Yeah,
Why you are.
that was because
You
of
are scared of that.
misperception.
Okay, I think this one will take another more time to
Yeah.
Yeah, agree.
But the fear is
We
that
would like
the
to know
fear-
also.
Yeah,
Like to
yeah, we have to know why.
Fear, alright.
Yeah. Even with your question on the negativity of Black Friday, why you think Black Friday term is so negative? I try to understand.
When
Yeah.
Anwar was sentenced to jail,
Yeah.
they come up with what? May Day for Justice. May Day for Justice. Ada lagi ke justice? Itu tak ada orang komen.
But I think the main differences is
Yeah.
during before 2015 when Toguru Nexalis still with PAS. The Chinese community and also the non-Muslim community are very confident with PAS because at that time, PAS is led by a group of ulama that people think is very open-minded. But when Toguru Nexalis passed away and then the Muktamar, the gang professional semua kalah teruk, keluar tubuhkan amanah, so the differences changed totally.
Okay, so to answer that, actually, that's the very thing that I mentioned much earlier. We become a good boy bila we were together dalam Pakatan Rakyat dulu. Period of time yang you sebut tadi tu when we were together dalam Pakatan Rakyat. Suddenly kita semua bagus-bagus semua. Tapi bila kita keluar daripada Pakatan Rakyat, dan suddenly change of time, with the nick of time, kita tiba-tiba jadi budak tak bagus lah. Jadi you can think there must be political reason for that. It's not a core values or core principle involved dalam perkara tu. So mungkin let's say for the sake of argument, let's say tomorrow we go back to their fold, work together with them, and suddenly we become a good boy.
Brother, during don't forget, during Nek Aziz time, the hudud law was passed in Kelantan, 1993. But when Nek Aziz is no longer passed away already, so he said Nek Aziz is good, it's good.
Yeah.
But during that time, what is Nek Aziz, hudud and all this? During his time, hudud was passed in Kelantan. This is all been politicized.
Same as
During Pakatan Rakyat, even DAP agree to disagree with us, not to touch on hudud. But now, what they cannot say.
yeah.
That is the principle. Agree to disagree. They won't touch on hudud. We won't touch on certain non-Malays punya issue. But when we are not together, we become like this.
become bad boy.
Politics become bad boy.
Yeah, so maknanya tak ada isu core principle there, tapi ada isu because you are not with me, then you are bad boy. Mana-mana sama macam ada international level juga. Amerika cakap benda yang sama. Kalau bersama dengan dia, then you are okay. Kalau tak bersama dengan dia, then you are not okay. Which is not the core values itu, tapi adalah differences because of your own convenience for whatever reason.
Just to add a bit, because when you said that when Toguru Nexalis was still alive, so all the non-Malays were confident with PAS. They are okay. But the point is that Toguru Nexalis was just a spiritual advisor. The president at that time was who?
It was still Toguru Hadi, same president.
He's the
same person.
He's the chief. So spiritual advisors only advisors. So that's a fact.
Yeah.
People ada
Same person.
their own approach lah.
Ya,
Okay.
Selain daripada yang politicize, adakah PAS aware about the sentiment ketakutan daripada masyarakat terhadap PAS? kerana dalam masyarakat, mungkin masyarakat Cina, ramai yang berkata kalau PH dengan PM bertanding, jadi mereka mungkin calon PH tak berapa baik pun, tapi mereka tetap akan pilih calon PH kerana mereka takut hilang kebebasan untuk memakai seluar pendek.
Okay, tak apa. It's okay. Fair enough.
Perasaan yang satu joke lah.
So Wendy pakai seluar pendek. Wendy pakai. Okay, let her finish.
Ya, bagaimana PAS nak menangani sentimen ini?
Okay. Yeah, actually kita aware. To answer the first and foremost, sama ada kami aware atau tidak, kami aware. Saya dalam PAS, selain daripada saya Vice President PAS, saya juga adalah Head of Research and Strategy, the division dalam PAS. So of course kita ada research, we do some research and we look at the numbers, the surveys. Kita tahu ada ketakutan tertentu di kalangan kelompok kaum bukan Melayu, dan sebenarnya it's not di kalangan orang Melayu saja, di kalangan Malay saja, di kalangan Melayu pun ada kesilapfahaman dalam keadaan tertentu. So when we have the data tu, tentulah kita kena strategize, kami perlu strategize how to give a proper explanation and to give a good example supaya mereka ni faham bahawa apa yang pandangan mereka itu adalah pandangan yang silap. Dan macam saya sebut tadilah, dia sekarang ni dia jadi pull and push factor. We explain, and then the other side tu dia reverse back apa yang kita explain. So but the challenge, kita sedar cabaran itu, tapi kita akan keep on trying our best to give proper explanation and good explanation.
To add on that sekejap, saya rasa ini penting. Saya dulu di Kelantan, saya exco in charge of local government, where we make all the bylaws, termasuklah yang tutup aurat semua. During my time, kita buat the bylaws under Kota Baru Municipal Council. So kita letak di situ, the tutup aurat only covers those who hold the permit or license from municipal council. The people at large is not covered by this law. You nak pakai seluar pendek ke apa semua, we cannot do anything. Only those peniaga-peniaga, pemegang lesen saja. Untuk orang Islam, you must tutup aurat. Tak kiralah macam mana tutup aurat, you pakai seluar pun tutup aurat juga. Kan? For non-Muslim, this very very important. I need to mention here. Just a decent pakaian yang sopan. Itu saja, without any interpretation what sopan is all about. That's why in Kelantan you can find Chinese ladies, women pakai seluar pendek. Kalau you pergi ke Kelantan pada hari Jumaat, kita ada dia panggil macam religious lecture lah. Those days by Nik Aziz di satu tempat dah, di PAS punya headquarters. Tapi orang Cina nak pergi pasar pakai seluar pendek, lalu tu tak ada orang cakap apa. Tak ada apa. That's why, to me, seeing is believing. You datang ke Kelantan, I can show you. I'm MP for Kota Baru, third term already. Di Kelantan, we share the same market who is selling pork and also ikan ayam by Malays. Chinese jual pork. Saya boleh bawa pergi. Nama dia Pasar Pokok Pinang, dalam the middle of town di Kota Baru. And then for liquor, we never ban liquor in Kelantan. We never ban. We just control the outlet. We give license to we call it Chinese restaurant. You can drink. Berapa banyak nak minum, nak makan boleh. Baku teh ada, tak ada haramnya. I can belanja you tak apalah, I tak makan lah. You understand, you know? That's why seeing is believing. Come over to Kelantan, we can see the real one. Itu keadaannya. So bila pakaian sopan, it's up to you lah. Kalau orang Cina pakai seluar pendek, sopan. Itu, that's reality in Kelantan. So also in Terengganu, sama saja.
Sorry, sometimes it's the penguasaan.
Overzealous.
Too over, and then people will worried about slippery
Yeah.
effect.
Yeah.
That is the that's the general feeling.
Like Dr. Sam said, we will improve it.
Sometimes the policy, the rules is good, but when come to enforcement, maybe wrong interpretation ke, over interpretation ke, apa ke, kami tak tahu.
Saya rasa in general kita sedar itu antara kelemahan-kelemahan yang boleh diperbaiki. Bukan bermakna bila kalau ada kelemahan then we stop everything and tak laksanakan terus. Sama juga dengan isu-isu yang lain, isu penguatkuasaan JPJ umpamanya. Undang-undang tu mungkin dah cantik dah, tapi yang overzealous ni because of officer yang buat tindakan-tindakan yang tak patut. Jadi it's not about the law, it's about the to improve di penguatkuasaan JPJ ke, polis ke, mungkin dari segi undang-undang tu dah bagus dah. Tapi polis tu mungkin dia tak menggunakan budi bicara dia, ataupun dia guna budi bicara dengan tidak adil. Kalau keadaan begitu, takkan kita nak mempersalahkan institusi undang-undang polis, tapi kita improve dari segi penguatkuasaan. Jadi sama juga, kenapa tiba-tiba dengan pelaksanaan yang macam di Kota Baru tadi tu, tiba-tiba oleh kerana overzealous of the penguatkuasaan, kita tak nak terus ban ni. So macam kita tidak berlaku adil lah kepada peraturan-peraturan yang ada.
Ada kebimbangan dari non-Muslim lah, kerana dalam Perikatan Nasional PAS selalu dominate PN. So that of the voice from the non-Muslim cannot voice up.
Yeah.
And even though we have a particular Gerakan, tapi some views was saying that Gerakan is used by PAS. So
Used by partner. So powerful.
Asking to help him.
yeah,
I think kami pun faham bahawa itu antara cabaran yang dihadapi kami dalam Perikatan Nasional, terutama dengan PAS yang mempunyai komponen yang besar. We are the single largest numbers in terms of parliamentarian dengan bigger than our parliamentarian numbers more bigger than DAP. In terms of ADO pun we are the biggest now. Tapi pada pandangan saya itu sebenarnya bukan suatu isu. Yang penting ialah kami terpaksa communicate back dengan society yang ada misunderstanding itu and try to resolve it. Kami bukan jenis I want to enforce, I don't care what do you think, but I want to get it done.
My government.
This is my government. We can do whatever I want. No. Kita akan communicate back and discuss and find the solution. Saya rasa itu lebih baik. Bukan saja di peringkat negeri saja, negeri bahkan at the federal level pun sama. Kalau kita rule federal pun, saya percaya Perikatan Nasional akan sampai waktu yang terdekat ni kami akan menjadi kerajaan di peringkat pusat pun sama juga. Kita ada isu dengan every community yang banyak. Di Sabah Sarawak banyak lagi etnik. Rather than kita ambil pendekatan terus mengambil tindakan, saya rasa yang lebih baik ialah kita to understand their needs and apa sebenarnya ketidakfahaman itu. Dan ini pun apa yang kita buat pada hari ini. PAS bertemu dengan rakan-rakan media, ini satu cara. Mungkin selepas ini PAS sendiri akan ambil inisiatif bertemu dengan group of investors, FMM umpamanya, yang dominated by the Chinese punya FMM dan lain-lain. Jadi to reduce the tension and misunderstanding. It's a long process. It's a quite slow process, but we are committed to make it work.
Any other question?
Ada satu lagi.
Banyak pun.
Soalan ini mungkin agak sensitif sikit lah, tapi saya rasa perlu tanya sebab peluang ini memang keemasan. Jadi apakah hubungan PAS dengan Majlis Raja-Raja? Sebab PAS memperjuangkan Islam dan dalam konteks Malaysia, Raja-Raja Melayu merupakan pemimpin tertinggi dalam isu agama Islam dan juga hak orang bumi putra. Jadi apakah hubungan PAS dengan institusi Raja-Raja Melayu?
Saya rasa it goes back to our constitution. Dalam PAS punya constitution, kita menjunjung perlembagaan negara kita. You can go back and look at or Google PAS Constitution, it's stated clearly that we uphold the Federal Constitution, dan dalam Federal Constitution satu institusi yang penting dalam negara kita apart from others adalah institusi raja-raja yang ada dalam perlembagaan pun. Jadi hubungan PAS dengan raja-raja sama saya rasa dengan any individual good citizen dalam negara kita yang uphold the constitution dan uphold the institution of monarchy. Tak ada sebarang isu saya rasa bagi pihak PAS berkenaan dengan hal itu.
Okay, Dr. Sam mungkin boleh confirm, saya bukan Menteri Besar, tapi setakat yang saya tahu di konteks parti, kita ada 4 Menteri Besar, tidak ada apa-apa masalah dengan Sultan di negeri. Kelantan, Terengganu, Kedah dan Perlis, tak ada masalah. So it shows that we can work together with raja-raja.
Even saya datang KL this few days pun because of ada mesyuarat majlis raja-raja. So Wednesday and Thursday ada mesyuarat majlis raja, dan I will become an advisor to the Sultan as enshrined dalam perlembagaan. So I don't think that's become an issue.
And just to put on record, Dr. Sam is the most senior Menteri Besar among all convention. Yeah, number one, yeah.
Yeah.
The most senior.
In terms of age,
Saya masih muda lagi.
Not in Asia.
Okay.
Okay, soalan?
Kalau bagi masyarakat Cina, terdapat 2 isu yang paling dekat hati. Satu ialah ekonomi, lagi satu ialah pendidikan. Jadi apakah pandangan PAS ataupun pandangan Dato' Seri terhadap sistem pelajar itu?
Sistem manakala. Saya rasa memang it goes back to other issues yang we can lump it together with binoculars, macam isu AEC, isu lain-lain mengenai pendidikan ini. Dan banyak sebenarnya yang di kalangan orang Melayu pun tak faham sebenarnya. UEC pula. UEC dan juga binoculars ni orang Melayu sendiri pun tak faham. Dan orang Melayu sendiri pun tak faham juga dengan yang dalam segmen orang Melayu sendiri ada sekolah agama rakyat dan sebagainya. Itu pun tak sepenuhnya faham. Apatah lagi orang yang bukan Melayu pun lagilah tak faham. Jadi saya rasa approach yang pertama yang perlu kami buat kalau kami mengambil alih kerajaan pusat dalam waktu terdekat ini ialah go to the ground and kita libat uruskan. Kita dengar apa isu yang berlaku dan kita try to find solution rather than kita put a stop to everything. Sama ada dalam isu UEC ataupun dalam isu binocular school. Dan kalau tengok di mahkamah pun dia ada keputusan on isu binocular school. Apa yang penting ialah kita find penyelesaian yang boleh it's not about win-win solution, tapi penyelesaian yang boleh membantu negara kita. Saya rasa itu lebih baik rather than kita cari differences.
Find similarity.
Similarity
dan differences.
Banyak kita tak faham sebenarnya. Jadi nak faham macam mana nak faham, kena sit down and dengar. Okay, I call group of those people who give explanation and kita tanya soalan. Barulah pendekatan itu sebenarnya boleh menyelesaikan banyak masalah.
Okay, 1 hour.
Tapi sebelum ini PAS ada satu tagline, PAS for all. Lepas tu nampaknya sengaja ke tak sengaja suka tukar jadi demi Islam. Jadi apakah pandangan
ada saya baru balik daripada retreat Badan Perhubungan PAS Negeri Selangor. Kita ada good numbers of adun ahli parlimen tengah hari tadi, dan mereka sebut dalam retreat itu PAS for all. Jadi kita sebenarnya kita tidak tinggalkan apa yang kita pernah sebut sebelum ini. It's not a matter of the convenience pada waktu ini maka kita nak sebut semula, tak begitu. Tagline kita sebelum ni tu bukan kata bila naik tagline baru yang tu kita padamkan, tak ada. So that's why dalam lajnah, dalam Biro Perpaduan Nasional pun we go with the same tagline, PAS for all.
Persepsi sekarang demi Islam dan nampaknya sudah lupakan PAS for all.
Okay, tak apa. I think for myself as a Vice President, I take it as a opinion. And then it's a good suggestion untuk kami bring it forward more frequent.
You okay for
pandangan tu?
For all?
it looks so
Suitable for
so inclusive kan,
Yeah.
which is not wrong. I agree with that.
inclusive always better than exclusive.
Yeah, it's inclusive. So I'm okay with that. Sebab itu saya pun tadi sebut juga pass for all.
And for your information, we are now currently doing a study to amend our party constitution. At the moment, past members only for Muslim. So we are doing a study whether we can include our Dewan Himpunan Pendukung PAS as a like
Ahli bersekutu?
wing lah. Depend lah. Maybe DHP ahli bersekutu ke ahli penuh. We are still studying that. So because we, like you said lah, we are multiracial society. So maybe we can think of that.
Sebab itulah, sebab kalau pass for all tu mungkin saudara-saudara tengok timbul many years ago. And a year after that kita ada tagline baru, a year after that ada tagline pula. Doesn't mean bila tagline yang lama-lama tu kita abolish, kita tinggal dan kita tak pakai dah, tak. It's a continuation sebenarnya. So it's a cuma different focus at a different time. So we can revisit back. Dan we kita pakai pun sekarang ni.
No, I just want to add that because Pass for All, I was the instrumental in that slogan, and I'm still in PAS. So the one that you know better,
Not belongs to
Nak bilang tu any other group lah. Yeah, it's take
because
it.
it's our bureau's baby. So we will make sure that Pass for All will stay.
Yeah, and it stays now. It stays.
Just not talk, but we will begin it. We walk the talk.
Cuma different time and different era. Of course, we have different approach. Itu je. Doesn't mean approach yang lama tu kita tinggal. We keep on continue. We have multi approach dalam kita punya strategi.
I think it's good if you can post this question to Mak Sabu. To have makna for all. If you said pass for all belongs to those group, now whether they are opening amanah to all.
Find to ask him.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Your golden opportunity.
Yeah, but I give you an assurance that this is just the beginning. Kalau perlu lagi waktu akan datang, we can have more.
Yeah.
Sri, just want to ask that actually we are seeing that lots of the past leaders opposing the concerts in Malaysia, such as Coldplay, Blackpink, semua tu kan. Actually, we see other regions. Concerts actually is economic income for the countries. So how you see on these matters? Whether we see that past like opposing the concerts are doing in Malaysia.
Did you ever ask orang yang keluar kenyataan tak setuju konsep tu why dia oppose? Pernah tanya tak sebab apa? Because probably you want to understand what's the reason behind it. Bukan dia tak semestinya dia tak suka konsep tu ataupun tak mahu konsep tu for the rest of the group in our country, tak semestinya macam tu. So you need to ask. Mungkin ada syarat-syarat dia kata kalau nak buat boleh tapi kena buat macam ni. For example, so meaning to say you need to go deeper to the second layer. Why dia orang individu berkenaan beri pandangan demikian, which is not kita bukan kenyataan daripada parti, kenyataan daripada individual or certain group of leaders here.
So how past seeing on the concert economies on this, because concert will bring the incomes to countries, right? So what's the past stand on the concerts? Whether Coldplay ke, Ed Sheeran ke, what's your apakah past punya?
When we worked in the government before, in the federal government, we did post the concert in the cabinet. But we asked, for example, to Minister in charge of communication. That time, Anwar Musa, when I was in UMNO. So we just give our opinion. Maybe you have to impose certain conditions just on a moral point of view. That's all. Not to go on economic punya aspect. We agree lah that can bring income to the.
Yeah, we don't
the
put the
country.
stop to everything. But we need to look at dia mesti ada syarat-syarat dia. Saya rasa semua orang bila kita buat festival, bila kita buat event, mesti ada syarat-syarat dia kan. Jadi syarat-syarat tu kalau yang mari tu buat konsert tapi dia tu memperjuangkan for example LGBT ataupun benda yang sensitif ataupun Israel punya atau pro-Zionis, tentulah kita kata tak boleh. Ataupun the individual yang perform tu apa dia punya isu-isu, you need to understand that. Lain pada tu I don't think there is a problem konsep untuk contribute to the economy well-being or income.
Isu bond odoris masa naik Presiden PAS Dato' Idris Ahmad bantah isu bukan isu apa ni, aktiviti
Buat ordinary.
Padahal bond odoris sudah lama 20 ke 30 tahun berada di Malaysia. Jadi apakah bagi kami peliklah, tak dapat faham apakah rasional.
Not from him.
Itu you tanya dia lah. Saya tak boleh jawab. Dia apa reason dia pada waktu tu dia tanya dia lah. Dia tanya dia lah.
So
Probably, possibly dalam dialog yang akan datang ni, selain daripada ni, you can boleh panggil Tuan Ibrahim together dengan Datuk Idris.
Past official statement is from me.
So that you understand more. Why? To answer why tu.
So if you can't convince people, you just confuse them. So that really, from my bottom heart.
Okay.
Is it correct to say that PAS never membantahkan konsert, tetapi itu hanya pandangan editorial?
You cannot put a blanket tak bantah tu.
Concert per se.
Not concert per se, as I said macam dia. It depends on who would come to perform. Kalau orang yang datang perform tu memperjuangkan macam saya kata tadi tu, pro-Zionis ataupun lain-lain tu, tentulah kita tak nak mengagung-agungkan orang yang berkenaan. So it depends. Lepas tu timing buat, kalau buat waktu yang tak sesuai, apa yang waktu tak sesuai, mungkin orang non-Muslim semua waktu sesuai belaka, tapi orang Islam ada sensitivity, which is the bigger majority ni, dia kata malam Jumaat tu sensitif. So you need to communicate better lah kalau nak buat apa-apa program tu. It's not just that we have a blanket no or blanket yes.
Like
Case
Siti
to case.
Nurhaliza concert, just few days before Ramadan, it's not good.
It's not
From
proper
our
lah.
point of view. We're going to have Ramadan. It's not good.
Yeah.
Concert. Siti Nurhaliza is not from
It's not
abroad.
yeah.
Tapi pandangan daripada publik bukan seperti PAS sentiasa mengatakan this is only apply to Muslim only apply to Malays only. Non-Malay, non-Muslim tidak akan dipengaruhi. Dan semasa konsert yang mereka bangkit, seperti Toto yang mereka bangkit, mengapa tak boleh halang saja Muslim jangan pergi Toto, halang Muslim saja jangan pergi konsert? For the non-Malay, non-Muslims, just allow them to do it. Bolehkah? Inilah soalan yang biasa mereka tanya, I tak boleh jawab.
So, kena 2 jam lagi lah, brother.
Ya, ialah pertama pertama it goes back to macam saya kata tadi, siapa yang akan perform dekat konsert. Yang kedua, other than that, we can buat peraturan-peraturan macam tadi tu. It's not impossible, tapi kita tengok practicality lah. Whether kalau tidak ada isu, sebenarnya kita boleh open je kepada siapa-siapa nak pergi. Tapi of course timing itu must be correct. Place tu nak buat jangan ada yang boleh menimbulkan sensitif, because we are you need to look at from pandangan orang Islam juga, pandangan orang Melayu yang jadi majority in certain area ni. Jadi kalau dia rasa sensitif dan kita menyebabkan suasana yang tidak harmoni. So I think that's the main thing lah. So try to understand other people. So we try to understand your group of people. Barulah kita boleh mutual understanding and work
And respect.
and respect each other. Not just you ask us to understand you, saja, you also need to understand us juga. So this is yang kita kata communicate well, supaya kita reduce the tension tu. Jadi it goes to all the communities, not just the Chinese community lah, community Indian kata community mana-mana. Try to understand other people punya concern, dan kami juga akan cuba understand the other people punya concern.
Okay. Ayo, Mak.
Okay. Anyway, thank you very much. We might not be able to answer each of your question satisfy
Jumpa lagi.
to satisfy your need. Tapi at least
Quarters, ha?
okay, thank you very much.